Every voice has a story, every truth has a spark, and our mind to sense drops wisdom that lights up the dark. Breaking it down, just facts and soul, with that smooth talking rhythm in full control. In case you didn't know, she's got something to say. From headlines to heartlines, every single day. Tune in, lean in, let that insight flow. It's real talk, deep cuts on with the show. Mic on fire with a take you won't miss. No fluff, no fear, just truth in the mix. She's the voice in the static, the calm in the noise, dropping knowledge like jewels, reclaiming the voice. Late night or morning glow, you'll feel it in your bones the way she flows. Hard truth, soft landing, all in her tone. She makes you feel a little less alone. In case you didn't know, it's more than a part. It's perspective, connection, and lifting the fog. So plug and press play, let the good vibes go. You've got a friend in your feet, now you know. Every voice has a story, every truth has a spark, and our mind to sense drops wisdom that lights up the dark. Breaking it down, just facts and...
Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Thank you, Black Widow. Hey, Creature. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Roslyn. Hey, Tonaya, Kimberly, Roslyn. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Penny J. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Kalisa. Hey, Ronithia. Hey, I am my sister's keeper. Happy Sunday. Hey, Sparkle. Hey, Black Widow. Hey, Tasha 811. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Kathy B. Spicy Brown. Nina Edwards. Hey, Upper. I appreciate that. Hey, Doris. Hey, Rebecca. Okay, y'all. How y'all doing this Sunday? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about some real life stuff real quick before I get into this YouTube stuff. I've been on YouTube now for about, I want to say almost 3 years. And since I've been on YouTube, my YouTube friends behind the scene have taken the place of my real life friends. And I don't know why that is, but we get more caught up in our friends that we have met online that the ones that we know in real life. And I found out this morning that one of my girlfriends had been suffering with cancer for the last year, and that she passed away. She passed away when I was talking to my friend Tan. She said she passed away Tuesday, and I didn't know nothing about it because I'm spending all my time, my extra time on YouTube and not real life things. But she was the last time I did talk to her was like the beginning of 2024. And she was like, "What you been doing?" I said, "Well, I got a YouTube channel, so all my extra time going to the YouTube channel." And she was like, "We got to hook up." And she would call, and I would send her the voicemail because I'd be caught up in what's going on YouTube. So when that happened, I was like, "Wow, we've gotten to the point." A lot of us, a lot of people that I talk to on the back end, YouTube, we done got caught up so much in what's going on YouTube that we are not paying attention to our real life people that are that we know and that we've met and that we've had relationships with. But this is Aisha, and I was thinking about all of her accomplishments. Like she graduated college and she had all these businesses. And I thought about it. I said, now that was her thing. She was grinding. She was a grinder. And her thing was she wanted to make sure that she had three clubs. She had a lot of businesses in downtown. She was the CFO at this little lounge called the Crooked Lounge. The Hazana Lounge was the one where you go and do the hookahs. Then she had Lounge 240 that she would rent out for parties. She was CFO Affordable Homes Inc. She just had all these businesses, and during tax time she did taxes. And now that she's no longer here, she couldn't take that stuff with her. She did all that grinding, and that stuff is still going to be back here. She couldn't take it with her. And I said all that to say, people people are on this internet. They so busy running after a mighty dollar and not paying attention to what's going on in real life, and they're changing who they are in order to make money. And they always talking about stuff that don't matter in real life. What matters in real life are people that you can touch every day, your family, your friends. And I'm not saying that the friendships that we build behind the scenes aren't real, but we should not just put all of our eggs in those friendships and forget the ones that we actually know. Um, and we should not change who we are on this internet in order to impress people that we don't know. Our What we are and who we are, your people that you deal with already know who you are. And I just wanted to say that because that kind of bothered me this morning when I heard that. That touched something in me because we talk all the time, and a lot of us say how our friends be angry. Like my best friend, she stay mad at me. She be like, she'll call me and I send her to voicemail. I'm gonna stop doing that. After I heard about this, I called her this morning, but she she was like, "Oh, you can't talk to me because you were on the phone with them YouTube bitches, or you spend all your time with them YouTube bitches, and you don't even have time for your real friends no more." And it's not that. At that moment in my life, with me having a channel and all of us being connected to one story, you gravitate to who represents what you're going through right now. And she was not interested in the story from jump. So I was blogging on the story. So naturally, I gravitated to the people that was where we had common interests. And I'm gonna get better with that. Anyway, guys, how y'all doing? I just wanted to say that because I woke up this morning to that bad news, and I felt a little guilty because she was one that had been reaching out to me, and I put her off because of what was going on YouTube. And I know a lot of other ones of us may be doing that as well. And let me see who else done came in here, then I'll get started. Okay, thank you, Tabby, for the super. I appreciate that. And thank you, Protector Peace. I'm sorry. Thank you. I thought I saw Protector Peace. Thank you, I'm my sister's keeper, for that super sticker. And hey Terry, hey Rebecca, hey Kathy, Spicy Brown, I spoke to you once. I'm trying to speak to the new names. Brittany, hey. Hey, did I see Mom? I thought I did. Black Widow, I think I spoke to you. Hey Kathy, hey Dreamy 777, hey Tabby, and hey Blueberry. I spoke to Creisha. Yeah. So yesterday, hey, Boo Love, I didn't see you, but hey, yeah, yesterday was a trip to me. Boo Love, I had her laughing so hard on the phone because when whatever was going on with this thing, taking the picture of Amber and her child, I was on this phone. Boo Love was laughing afterwards because I was screaming at the computer. I got so emotional about that mess. I was screaming at the computer and I was screaming at some of them comments in the comments. And Boo Love was like, "You didn't hear her. My two man, I ain't never heard her holler like I was screaming." And I don't get upset. Ever since I've been in this, nobody's really heard me like get upset. But I was like screaming and cursing to the top of my voice at this computer. And I know if anybody would have seen me, they'd have thought I was crazy. But when these people take this mess so serious on this internet to the fact that they're going to risk their freedom, they're going to give up their freedom to do some stupid shit like that. It's time to stop. Hey Gigi, it's time to stop. And I say that because I was looking at the chat and a lot of people was telling Amber, was she armed or was she you know did she carry or was she a licensed carrier? And I said this in my live, 3 lives ago, when that person, those people got killed in Las Vegas. What difference does it make if you a carrier if you don't know the threat is there? If you don't have a chance to react? This internet shit has gotten too serious when you got to stalk people, and that's aggravated stalking. And it's gotten too serious. I was in Upper's Live, but I'm gonna go back and watch it because I saw that she was speaking on it. And I try, if everybody's speaking on the same topic, I try not to go and watch because I don't. Even though we may repeat stuff because most of us are like minded, I don't want to directly repeat what she said. But people got to get grown about this internet stuff. You got to have a more level head because you got to realize the internet is full of demons, and the devil seeketh whom he may devour. And they're gonna keep picking at the ones that they know that's gonna respond. And you got to be the bigger person. You got to start ignoring them because when you don't ignore them, you coming down to their level and they won. I know when y'all created y'all channels, everybody that I deal with on the back end, and some that I don't deal with. When y'all created y'all channels, y'all did not create y'all channels to go back and forth with these content creators. And when you're going back and forth with them content creators and you got a mission for your channel, going back and forth is keeping you from your mission. It's keeping you from what God got directed for your channel because you can't concentrate on your content because you're going back and forth. And like I said, I know when your channel was created, I know that people said, or they was like, I'm gonna do this with my channel. Like with mine, I created it to make videos, but once it started growing and it started making money, I started thinking otherwise. Thank you, Ronithia, for the super chat. I started thinking otherwise. Okay, so I'm gonna look at it as a business. They have said some stuff about me too. I was in a chat and we wasn't arguing. We was windmilling for Kevin. And when we were windmilling for Kevin, somebody came in the chat and said my 2 cents suck dick from the back. I could have went back and forth with that person, but my 2 cents no, she don't suck dick from the back. So I ignored it and I went there with the mission, and that was to windmill for Kevin because they were saying some vile things, and all the whole group left the chat, and we went over to this person's chat, and we were in the chat windmilling. And it's like they copied and pasted because every few minutes, that's what I saw pop up. My 2 cents up big from the back. My 2 cents. And after we got through, I said, "Oh Lord, did you see that bullshit?" He said, "Yeah, I saw it." And I was like, "Girl, I wasn't worried about that. That was not my mission. If that's what she think I do, that's what I do. I'm not gonna try to convince them that I don't." And that's the mindset you gotta have. When you know who you are and when you know whose you are, you won't spend your time trying to convince people that ain't gonna believe you anyway that you anything but. You gotta stay focused, people, because if they're attacking you, if you see them always attacking you, that means God got better in store for you. And they're trying to get you off your pace to get to what God has for you. God don't have for you to stay stuck in an argumentative state with people that you don't know and people that don't matter. I understand, Upper, however, it's very difficult. I'm on the wrong one trying to read the comment. Okay, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I was very different. Someone very did take their time. I understand that. Yeah, I do. But you got to look at it. You are very good at what you do, and they're not attacking you because you're weak. They're attacking you because you're good at what you do. And if they can get you off track from doing what you do, they're gonna do that. And I want to say something to the chat, the people in the chat. I know that you all say that you all care for the people that you support, but you have to ask yourself when you writing in the chat, when you're dealing with them, when you inboxing them, are you? My glasses. Are you that whatever your message is that you're writing? Thank you, Amber, for the super chat. Whoever it is that you're supporting, and when you bringing them, I call them bones, but when you're telling them something, is it something that's going to keep them rooted in negativity, or is it something that's going to help them move past that and grow past that and beyond that? Are you adding to their growth? Or are you keeping them in bondage with your messages and your chat and your messages that you put in the chat? See, sometimes when we support somebody, we would tell them, okay, fight, 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 fight. And not everybody fight the same way. Like I'd be on the back end, I'd be saying, don't respond, don't respond, don't respond. But if somebody is in the chat and saying, get them, tell them this or tell them that, and you have more people doing that, that person may wing toward the messages that go against what they feeling right now instead of listening to the ones that's trying to alleviate the situation, trying to make the situation go away. And then once you start, let me tell you, once you all start back arguing with them people, the rest of them come out the wind out of hiding, and then they start in. When you look at it, one reaction was give them enough content. And I'm not calling no names, but if they listen, they know who I'm talking about. But I don't call names on my chat, on my panel. But once you start responding, they're gonna respond. Then it's gonna be a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what have you done in that time? You haven't put out your content. You haven't done nothing but respond to their response. So therefore, you're holding your channel hostage from growth every time you respond to them, every time you acknowledge them. Ma- That's why the we got to stay out of their chat. And if we love these things, we got to stop sending them messages. We got to stop going in their inbox saying this one said that or that one said that. We got to stop bone carrying because the more they argue, it's some deranged people out there. Who in the hell, who in their right mind would follow somebody and take pictures? Who would risk their freedom trying to prove something to people on the internet they don't know? Is it worth their freedom? Because whether they know it or not, that is stalking. Hey, everybody coming in the chat. So, is it worth you all letting this internet, and I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about the people that go do this crazy shit. Is it worth y'all letting the internet trick you off the street? People on the internet that you don't know trick you off the streets. So, guess what? You're out here racking up charges. You get charged, and guess what? Them people on the internet gonna be still on the internet doing the same shit. They still gonna be on here wreaking havoc. Just one of y'all down, however many more to go. I thought about the first thing that came to my mind yesterday was that live that I did when I was saying this unknown. If you got an unknown threat that you don't know about, you don't have time to reach for a gun. Just say, for instance, inevitable would have happened. These people on the internet be egging it up. They be talking it up, talking like egging it on. But while y'all on the internet, what's the word am I looking for? While y'all on the internet boosting this type of behavior or boosting the reactions, if something would have happened to Amber, how many of y'all, or would have happened to her baby? How many of you all was really gonna catch a flight and go check on her to make sure she was okay? Or if she would have, Lord forbid, she would have gotten hurt or gotten off. How many of y'all was gonna catch a flight and go to her funeral? That's why you have to be careful about the way you respond when people are in that type of situation. You have to be careful how you respond to them. You have to be careful what you say to them because at that time, you don't know what they're feeling. And sometimes you can be the nail that set them off. And with that being said, we have some of us need to pull back with our comments in the chat. I'm not going to say who it is. Some of us have to pull back with wanting people to be on this internet fighting. Some of you all got to do better and ask the person that you love, if you really support them, convince them to move on from this. Amber would tell y'all I'm always asking her not to respond because I want her channel to grow. You don't have 9,000, 8,000, 5,000, whatever, however many subscribers. They did not subscribe to you for you to go back and forth with people. They subscribe to you because of your content, not because of you arguing back and forth. And when you do that, you're depriving your subscribers of meaningful content. And that's not fair to them. Miss Mills said, her fans of her. Oh, exactly. And that's all of them. Exactly why I don't bring no mess back to CC. And that's good, Miss J. Jones. I wish a lot of them wouldn't. And they ask people over and over. I've seen them ask, and I don't know who's doing it, but I do know some people do. And they ask over and over, "Don't send me nothing. Don't send me nothing." And still, they send stuff. And if you know, like I say, if you really concerned, if you really care about that person, if you go watch it, keep it to yourself. I saw something on there yesterday. It pissed me off, but I would not tell Amber because I know what she's gonna do. She's gonna hit the like button. I'm not trying to egg the problem on. I'm trying to help her grow and be better. Don't stoop to these ignorant behind folks. Don't stick to their level. People seek to cause confusion in your life because they're miserable in their life. They carry demons. And whenever they get to react, their job is done. I was looking at Ringo this morning. He was talking about energy vampires. And he would say what they do, they come to seek your energy and disturb your peace. And your response to negative energy with negative energy, they won. My mama used to say all the time, a fool will argue with themselves. It is better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. See, evil communications corrupt all good matter. These people don't mean y'all no good. They not trying to grow their channel. They just trying to keep you in bondage because they're not moving. They're not growing. So the things that I listen to some of the stuff that come out of their mouth, you can tell it's nothing of God. When you let them change you, like you know who you are. Like I said earlier, you know who you are and you know whose you are. Once you come to this internet and you let these people change who you are, they already won. They already won. When you find yourself coming out of character more than you would like to, they already won. And then mm, I have to like model my words because this, mm, I have to model my words because this thing here, these, y'all might get upset with me because I know if we don't say what y'all want us to say, y'all would get mad. So I'm just gonna leave that one alone. Those people know y'all are being truthful and they don't like it. It's hard to overlook these mentally disturbed people, but I know y'all can handle bringing forth your truth. Exactly, exactly. And all of this started because we started bringing out truth and they did not like it. All of this because people were, all of this stemmed from quoted reporting the truth or talking about truth in the Brianna Hampton or Brianna Battle the truth situation. We started telling our truth, we started getting attacked for it, saying we was picking on her. And here we are almost 3 years later. That saga is gone. And now it's the content creator thing that's been left behind. And that's not right. Ouch, let me get some. What you talking about, Blueberry? Hey, blessed and chosen. Love me. Thank you, dreamy girl. I got the boots. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to Tabby's live today. Anybody else going live, y'all can drop it in here. I'm trying to get caught up and not get too far behind in these comments. I don't bring any drama to their platforms. It's not worth it going back and forth. I know, and as the supporters, I know y'all tired of it. And I know y'all tired of y'all favorite content creators getting picked on. So you all feel like you all in that fight with them. But believe me, babies, it's not worth it. It really is not worth it. We need to have a YouTube block party. Yep. Hey, blessed for y'all measures. I haven't seen you in a while. And we do. I stay in the bushes more and more now. I do too. I do too. Yeah, but not. Let me tell y'all something. When it comes to the supporters, if you have three, 400 people in your chat, and only 50 of them are communicating, every now and then you might see a new name come out. That does not mean that that's not your supporter because you've never seen their name in your chat. That means they may have been one of the ones in the bushes. So you all can run, supporters can run off supporters that have been around because of a name in a chat. Like a lot of times I go in other people's chat that I follow, but I don't comment in the chat. But some people I watch on here faithfully and I never go in their chat. But that don't mean I'm not a supporter of theirs because they never see me in the chat. And I would feel some kind of way if when I do decide to go in the chat, the regular supporters jump down my throat because I said something in the chat. Tabby did a live. So many people have done lives about this saga, and it's very demonic, and how we need to stay away from the demonic energy in this saga. Ringo was talking about it this morning. Tabby did a live on it. Auntie did a live on it. And people agree with it, but they still interact with the evilness in it. They still, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but if you know it's demonic, why are you giving it any attention? Why are you giving these demons your energy? Why are you giving these demons any of your time? Why are you giving these demons your thought? Because it's like the Bible said, the devil seeketh whom it may devour. You all, I love Upper, I love Amber, but y'all platforms are bigger than arguing and responding to people. That is y'all platforms just bigger than arguing and responding. They come for, like I heard somebody say one time that they don't go at Harmony, they don't go at Loop Hop because they don't respond. I what I want for you all is for you all to do that. Stop responding to them. And I know eventually when they see themselves arguing with themselves, you ain't responded in 30, 40, 50 days, they'll eventually stop because a fool will argue by themselves to shift the energy from negative to positive. Exactly. People need to respect each other's boundaries. Exactly that too. Yep. Texas coming soon. I cannot wait to meet y'all. You happy I thought next month. Great master cross this week. I love them too. If I didn't love them, I wouldn't be speaking on it because, like I said, the first thing I thought about when they was talking about what happened and the picture and put that picture up, I was like, oh my God, they taking this mess too far. And for her to be, I would have at least cropped the baby out. They didn't even have sense enough to crop the baby out. So they letting her know that not only was she in unknown danger, but her child too. And they think it's funny. They play games like that. But what if it had been a deranged person? Like from what that thing in Vegas, I heard that the couple in Vegas had met up with this guy before, and the wife went to try to hit the man, slapped or hit the man, and he not tased her, he mazed her. And the second time, I wasn't watching it, and I still hadn't seen the video because I didn't want to see anybody get on alive. But they say that he, the wife was going toward him then, and that's when he shot, well, unalive both of them. But this fool was actually riding over Vegas looking for them. Why? Because of internet beef. I heard somebody say, y'all come to Texas because they know we're going to be in Texas. And I heard one of the CC say, yeah, y'all come to Texas so y'all can be here too. What kind of what kind of shit is that? Why would you all go when we there in hopes to run into us and then what? Yeah, my other one. Okay. Hey, cashier. If a CC don't send them, exactly. The CC say don't send them anything and respect their wishes. I was a CC, I would delete the other person so you won't see the other person that is talking about you. Hey, Candy Kisses. Boo Love. Okay. Amen. I hope that everyone can remain peaceful and on the side of truth. I watch y'all because you honest and always informing, trying to help someone. Exactly. And I like I say, I know everybody fight different, but I've been having to ignore people all my life because I've always had people that didn't like me, people that always talked about me, lied on me, and I got tired of trying to prove who I was, trying to prove it wasn't true. I'm like, F it, let people think whatever they want to think. I know who I am, and I'm not gonna try to convince nobody otherwise. I don't care about you talking about me. Like everybody know I love karaoke. And I don't bother nobody. I sit with my little crew at karaoke. And when I go, like if I leave to go to the bathroom, I can hear people whispering. People are just gonna talk about you in real life, on the internet, wherever. You just gotta have thick skin and ignore it. As long as you know your truth and you stand in who you are and you know who you are, I wouldn't worry about it. Bootleg. Hey, sis. Hey, everybody that came in. I haven't seen nobody named Bootleg. She's talking about that chat. The RA part of the stuff has come to an end, but gone. The other side won't let it go because he's the most, and they make money off of him. Yep, and then they make money off of keeping up mess, keeping up drama. If your platform is formed off drama and that's all you do, it's only gonna grow so big. Like I was telling somebody last night, it's so much more to offer. YouTube has to offer other than super chats and super stickers, and you get paid for video views. Said my 2 cent ain't. I know blessed beyond measure, but some won't be able to receive it. But to see the wrong in us also 100. Hey, blessed and chosen. Yeah, but it's more to it. Like I was reading the contract. I was reading in fine print. Once you reach so many views and once you reach so many subscribers, they have this thing for content creators where the people themselves, you don't have to go through YouTube for commercials. The people can reach out to you, send you, or you make them a commercial. And have you all ever been in Tupac? Not 2K, I keep calling him Tupac. 2K is live. And when you go to 2K's live, he'll say, wait, let me play this commercial. That's where I'm trying to get. And when you got these people that want you, when they look at your numbers and then they go look at your channel, you don't want them to go and study your channel, and then your channel is full of mess. They don't see nothing. So they're not gonna watch every video, but you don't want that video that they click on is of you up there cursing and that kind of stuff. You want your videos to show positiveness, blog and real content, not arguing back and forth with other content creators. So I personally, that's why I don't do it. Like I said, I've seen them try to keep up crap and put my name in it, but I ignore it. I'm not gonna put nothing about no subscriber. I'm not gonna do any of that because I don't want my channel going that direction. And I pray that my people, my thank you for the gifts, Felicia. Thank you for the membership. I pray that my people that I rock with that got these channels, I pray that you all um, grow your channels because I want all of us to succeed. But I want all of us to succeed with positive, uplifting content. Bring awareness. Like we all know, we black women, we all know we can curse, we can cuss. I might not sound as convincing as other people, but I do know some choice cuss words. My voice is just a little bit soft and it won't hit like some of y'all voices hit. But one thing a black woman can do is cuss, and we can hold our own. We all know that. So what does it prove getting on here doing it? That's why I don't come into chat like that anymore. It's exhausting and demonic. Like now I'm listening to you while doing my Sunday chore. Okay, Gianna, thank you for commenting though. Thank you for being here too. I try to give great ideas for positive content for people people do what they want to do. Positive vibes, only play games, watch the show, and review is more positive. Y'all know what though? We've tried that and we still trying, and I'm gonna keep doing it. We've tried positive content, the chats be so nobody be in there, but I'm going. We're gonna have to keep not getting what they call it. We don't have. We got to get stop getting discouraged if we talk about other things and people don't be in there because it makes us want to go right back to what makes us have a full house. But sometimes a full house is not the best house, especially if it's not positive. If it's on that demonic energy, sometimes the full house is not is the best route. Slow and steady wins the race. Y'all hear me say that all the time. Slow and steady wins the race. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Lord knows I'm not perfect. If y'all knew my history, I told Tabby something last night about me. She was like, "What? What too?" Yep, I'm not perfect, but I've learned. I've gotten wiser with my age, my big age. You're supposed to when you learn better, you're supposed to do better, and as you grow, you're supposed to gain wisdom. The older you get, wisdom's supposed to come with it. You're not supposed to act like you would act when you're 25, when you're 30 or 40. You don't supposed to act the same way you were acting when you were 25. I get what you said, my too. But see, that's why I don't only human, so I get it either way. And I'm not saying I don't get it. Let me say I am human. I responded yesterday because I had enough. I'm not perfect. I barely respond. And I was shocked that you responded then. When I texted you when you was going live, and you said either tonight or tomorrow, I was trying to schedule mine. But when you said tonight or tomorrow, when I went in there, I was shocked that's what you were going to talk about because you hadn't been responding. The sad part is they know that the person they're arguing with admitted that she wanted attention, and this side wasn't giving her enough. That's sad. I didn't know that was said. That was definitely AI generated. I want my supporters to never expect perfection from me because the truth is I'm off the chain by nature, but I'm definitely trying. And I get it. I get it. When I was y'all age, I reacted. Somebody did something to me or said something to me, I reacted. But I have learned to sit back and rationalize before I speak. And it will come. As you get older, it will come. You will learn to think before you speak. And don't think I'm looking down on you all. I promise you I'm not. But if I didn't care about you all, I would not say anything. And because these people are really crazy and they're really demonic, it's time for at least it's time to just stop it because you never know what these crazy behind people will do and what kind of time they on. And yesterday was a rude awakening that you got some crazy ass people out there. And if she would have, that girl or whoever it was, would have been on a different kind of time, you never know what could have happened to one of our faves. You know what I'm saying? We all care about Amber, but we all care about her, but we don't want nothing to happen to her. So I just think the back and forth is time to stop because believe it or not, well, y'all know I don't know what I'm talking about, believe it or not, but Amber has a lot of people that dislike her and don't know her. They dislike her off of what they hear on the internet. They dislike her because they see her fighting for herself against the person that they support. So by people seeing that and hating her for no reason and seeing the exaggerated hate for her, you got some people that are crazy enough to do what was done yesterday. You got some people that are crazy enough to even do worse, all because of what they heard and not know. And that's not right. Why let somebody sitting behind a keyboard trick you off the street when they're not gonna let nobody trick them off the street? Somebody's bluff was called the other day, and meet them on 10 or something. And she was like, why would I? We children. Okay, what's the purpose of doing all that? Y'all not gonna bust the grape. You say we scary. You say people are scary. They're not gonna do nothing but run to the police. But when somebody offered to let you handle it a different way, okay, we're not gonna go to the police. Let's handle it. Let's meet face to face. Now it's your Second Amendment right. So you antagonizing people to get them upset enough to shoot them. What's the purpose? What's the end game? Why are you doing it? That's crazy. I'm not no type person that's gonna sit back and argue. I don't even argue in real life because I be wanting to put hands on you. Believe it or not, I've been to jail for fighting, and because I cannot sit up and just argue, it makes my blood pressure go up, and I'm not gonna sit up and argue because temperatures start to rise when you're arguing. Before you know it, you reacted. I was shocked. You see, you respond. Okay, I was too. A person can only take so much. Just don't speak. Yep. Hey Terry, people don't know how it feels to get attacked daily until you're that person's shoes. I don't judge. I get it, and like I say, I am not judging. I'm not judging. It may sound like I'm judging, but I promise I'm not. Okay, I would never describe you as messy. She's not. She's not messy. She's not. Nobody. Okay, neither one of them are confrontational, but they are defending themselves and defending their name. But it's only adding fuel to the fire. Not see that's the name I gave her. But realistic. Let me see. What I called you, the realistic. I understand since get time to talk, but let's speak as I can. I feel like we provide too much information on this platform and not give you giving us exactly. My never let your right hand know what your left hand doing. My mama used to tell me that all the time, but she used to tell me out of content because when I was married, me and my husband, we put our monies together. I did hair, and I would like put all my money in the pot. We had a pot. I took all of mine. Then we would combine it, and then he get his spend the money, I get mine. My mother was used to when I was not married, I was helping her a lot. So when I got married, I was like, "Oh, I gotta see what I'm gonna have because I gotta take my money home." Says, "You kill me, you kill me. That nigga ain't got to know what you make. You don't have to let your right hand know what your left hand doing." Y'all, hold on a second, please. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a call and told me I was behind in the chat to drop the link. I be trying. I be trying, but when I be reading the chat, it get me off course for what I be wanting to talk about. I'll go back and read them later. But I dropped it. Hey, love.
Hey, good morning. How are
Good.
you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for dropping the link. I know Upper wanted you to drop it as well.
Here she go.
I kind of wanted to allow Upper to say what she's going to say, and then I'll respond to what you're saying because it'll probably be helpful to hear her response or her commentary first. Hey, Upper.
Hey, love.
Hey y'all, good morning. Happy
Good
More.
Sunday.
morning.
I just wanted to come up here to just say that I agree totally with everything that Matu is saying because, I was thinking about it because really what she's talking about is like the dangers of social media and engaging in conflict and how it can pour out into the real world. And I know, like, obviously, we just small YouTube channels. We're not celebrities or anything. When you look at like even the lower scale of things, when you think about it, like
Mhm.
that's the reason why celebrities and larger content creators have bodyguards and staff and stuff like that. Because even though we're really just small creators, the reality of the fact that when you go outside and people may recognize you. It may not seem like a lot, but 9,000 or 6,000 people following you is a lot of people that may be watching you. You don't know who's watching you. Because I can remember a time where I was at the mall and somebody recognized me. And this is when I really had just started my channel. I was out with my kids at the grocery store and a supporter recognized me, and it was a pleasant interaction. But when you think about it, what if it wasn't? So I agree with my two, and she really got me thinking because it does. When you create a channel and you make the decision to be confrontational or controversial or whatever, or go back and forth with somebody else's creator, it does put you in a predicament where you are endangering yourself. And I think that even though nothing happened um, to Amber yesterday, except for a picture was taken of her, it really shows. It was an eye opener because it just shows how crazy people are, and it shows that you never know who's watching you. So it to me, it was really scary. It was really scary. So I think that this is a conversation that needs to be had because when and then I know a lot of the content creators like, man, I wish I would have knew all of this before I started my journey in content creation. It's so many things that me personally I didn't even think about. Like one of the things I didn't think about was I am going to become recognizable. And I think
Yep.
that that is a
Yep.
Mhm.
really that is a really im- uh, important thing to realize that when you decide to make a platform and start speaking on any subject, there are people that are out there that may not agree with you, and you become recognizable, especially if you have your face on your channel, and you never know what somebody may do. So I definitely think that Matu is absolutely right. I'm not taking anything personal at all. I do feel like, it. What I will say is not to disagree with you, Matu, but what I will say is it is kind of easier said than done. I think um, when it comes to ignoring the attacks all the time, because if it's like an isolated comment here or an isolated comment there, that's one thing. But when you're actively working on ignoring somebody, especially when that's not because you said it's in your personality to kind of just be, you don't go back and forth. That's your personality. But then when you have someone like me whose personality is, well, I'm a fighter by nature. I can't help it. So I really have to actively try really, really hard. It really burns my soul not to not
Mhm.
to respond.
Mhm.
Like I can't even explain it. It like literally hurts. Like it's
Yeah.
physical. It
I don't mean to
physically
laugh, upper, but that's the Leo energy. I get it. It's painful.
it physically disturbs my like I can't even explain it. Like creates anxiety in me not to respond. Like I'm not gonna say I can't help it because I can, but it is very hard. I'm not saying it's not hard
Mhm.
for everybody, but people are different. It's almost like for a person that's more laid back, more soft spoken, and not very confrontational. It's almost like telling a person that's not confrontational by nature to be confrontational. It would be very
Mhm.
hard for them to do that because it's not in their nature. So when
Mhm.
you so when you flip
I get it.
so when you look at it on the
Exactly.
flip side and you're dealing with someone who is naturally kind of confrontational, not confrontational, but they don't run from confrontation. It's
Mhm.
difficult to try to get them to display something that is not within their nature.
Mhm.
So that is something that we, when I say we, I'm talking about people who will respond. That's something that we have to work on every single day, and it is so hard. And that's why I said that I don't really want the people that follow me to expect perfection. Like some days I will speak intellectually, most days I will do that, but sometimes it gets to the point where I just can't take it no more. I can't,
Mm-hmm.
but,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say this too, my two. When sometimes when I do look back at some things that I say when I have lost myself and I have I have given in to the BS, I am disappointed in myself. I am. So I know it's wrong. So what you're saying is 150% accurate, and I'm so happy that you're having this conversation because I think it's needed. We definitely need to hear it,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not people want to hear it, whether or not people understand it. I think it's definitely needed because it comes to a point, when is it going to stop?
Mm-hmm.
So that's really that's what I wanted to say. I am going to drop down though, unless y'all wanted me to stay up a little bit longer, but I am going to drop down and just finish listening in the chat. I just wanted to come up and say that, and I want to say thank you for being mature and a person that is older than us, that's giving us the right advice and setting the right example, because there's so many content creators who are older who are not setting the right example. They right there doing the same thing that the younger content creators are doing and encouraging the BS. So I'm glad that you are doing what you're doing. So that's all I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Upper.
I understand you, Upper, for real.
Yeah.
And I,
So
I get it.
I appreciate
yeah.
you coming up.
So I'm gonna drop down because I'm trying to clean too and listen to you. I had to hop up and say that, but I'm gonna be in the chat, y'all.
Okay. See
Okay.
you, Upper.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye, Upper. Yeah, but my thing is, what is the end game? Okay, they've been doing this now for 2 years. When is it going to stop? There's no
Right.
end game with them. So, us, we have to create the end game by ignoring.
By no, absolutely. And you
Yeah.
know what I came up to say, my two, is that
Hmm.
as I look at, when just over all this time, like you said, it's been years at this point where you have, like it might have been even an upper or that has said in the past, like in this sector, you have to kind of like pick a side, as we call it. You can't, oh, I'm unbiased, so I'm over here, and I'm unbiased to what they're saying over here. You have to pick a side in in this sector. You do.
Hmm.
Because there's the truth, and then there's the light, and then there's the darkness. Okay, I mean, there's
Hmm.
really no gray area over here. But I just wanted to say that I believe that when you said what's the end game, and that's kind of exactly what I wanted to speak to. It's for them. I think it's um, nothing to do with the Latruths, with well, I shouldn't say the Latruths, with Latruth or Brianna or anybody specifically. I think that these are a bunch of derelicts, okay, who have found each other on the internet. They are all people who have been either rejected, abandoned, who are isolated, who have some serious problems. And the women over here, and men, excuse me, the people over here who either have channels, who are very vocal as subscribers, it's a clear difference, like where everybody is spiritually, right? And these people over there, when they see content creators like Upper and um Latte, Harmony, and I'm mentioning the ones that they may say something about, like I
Hmm.
guess they say something about everybody. I take that back because they have said stuff about Lupac and whatever. And I don't think me, but maybe I don't know. But or you. But I'm trying to say that we are the type of women that they wish they were, right?
Hmm.
Um, Aesthetically pleasing, um, working women, educated women, intellectual women, women who are very clearly standing on truth and facts. Um, and I think that we are the type of women that they wish they were,
Hmm.
the type of women that they could never stand next to or be in a group with or anything like that. So it's like um, they really enjoy this. It's not logical. It's not well, why are y'all doing this? Because y'all know they lying. It's like they know they lying, they know it's all devilish work, but they enjoy it. That's what I'm trying to say. They enjoy it. It's not for logic or understanding. It's not to make sense.
It's
They
not.
just really enjoy it. And then, like I said, we are the type of women that they could never be. So, in the only way to get close to or stand next to, even though it's in a
Then I heard one of
cyberspace,
I
the
heard
only way
one
to
that
do that
said,
is to
hmm
um is to f with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I
hmm
can't be your friend. I know we don't have anything in common. I know I can't. I'm not on your level. So the only way that I can even get any of that, anything out of you, the only way to get anything out of you is for me to be who I am, which is an evil, devilish person. And now I get to engage with somebody who I kind of wish I was. I wish I had the intellect. I wish I had the education. I wish I was attractive. Okay. I wish I did have people who I found on the internet that I connected with, maybe in a real way. And we actually love and support each other. They're not loved and supported. They're not nothing, if you ask me. Because to be on here doing this every day, you are nothing. You are nothing nice to speak of.
hmm
You are nobody who I'd want to, associate with. A lot of them probably are isolated and not close with their families. They probably a problem in their families, on their jobs, in their communities for having such, the type of character that they have. So I think that's the end game. The end game is to harass and defame people who I could never be like, that I wish I could, and
hmm
to project my trauma and my problems. And I found a bunch of other people who want to do the same thing. So it's up and stuck with that. That's how I feel with what they're doing.
hmm And like I told them earlier, I don't know if you were in here, but I was in Ringo. Ringo was live early this morning, and he was comparing a lot of the internet and people in chat to that movie Center. And he made a comment. He was like, people seek to cause confusion in your life because they're miserable in theirs. And that's true. They picking on them because something in them is not happy. A happy person or a person that was satisfied with their life, they would not go around trying to cause disruption in other people's lives.
Yeah, and you wouldn't um, say that. I mean, you're literally making up things to justify your behavior. You know, like we were saying before, people will talk about and I think it goes both ways, and in that way I do think it's wrong. Like, I don't like to hear people talk about, somebody is barren and can't have children, and you ain't got no children, and what's wrong with your uterus. But then, I'm just keeping it real, guy. I ain't trying to shade nobody, I'm just telling the truth. But you
Yeah, I
have
was
people
speaking
who
that.
following you who don't have children, either by choice or not, or medically can't, or whatever. And then, that's hurtful. And then you have them over there talking about people who are overweight and stuff, and they themselves are overweight. So, and then have people who maybe even
Exactly.
maybe more so overweight that are watching, supporting, sending money. So when you slinging these insults, they may not land on just who you don't
The
like,
person about exactly.
you know.
You got people in your chat that are overweight. You got people. That's why I said when you talking about people, when you calling them ugly, and when you doing all this talking about their features, you could be talking about somebody sitting in your chat, sitting in your super. You could be talking about somebody sitting in your chat supporting you, and then they turn
Hmm.
around and say, "I'm not talking to my supporters." But the character, what you just described, is talking
Yeah,
about your supporters.
like it's offensive to me. I don't have children. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get married.
hmm
Clock it. I didn't get married. So I wasn't going to have children if I did not get married. And I know that any child that comes here is a blessing, is a miracle, and everybody has their own path. But I wished I'd had at least one. It's different being an auntie and a godmother and stuff like that. That's a blessing as well. But I'll never see me outside of me. And so when you love and support people, and certain things are said, and that now I'm tasked with telling myself, but they talking about them. But no, it still hits. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why you do have to be careful. And you know, and maybe because somebody didn't or can't, maybe that's why they are the way they are. Like some people have children and they never had no business having no child. Okay. It seems like, but for whatever reason, God allowed it. I mean, we've been blogging on somebody who I think that applies to very much. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so like, you know, and then like I said, the insults they go both ways, but over here it's at least coming from a place of like defense. Like nobody
Mm-hmm.
is over here standing on the truth and then also being mean and evil and dragging people over there just because they disagree with the truth. They are
Mm-mm.
being attacked because they are telling the truth, standing on the facts and the receipts, not afraid to do so, um, not confrontational, but just um, fierce enough to get up here and stand on it. And you mad about that? So I must be the kind of person you wish you were for some reason. Because why are you mad at me for the position that I'm not doing that to you? You disagree with me, but I'm not doing that to you. So that's where the divide is. Like we both believe something different, and I'm okay with it. But I'm over here talking about it. I don't need you to come over here or even be over there grandstanding about how wrong I am about my position, and then to put icing on your cake, now you want to put insults and threats and different things on it. And I thank God I haven't been deep into any of the problems, because as intellectual as I may sound, you know, I got a couple screws loose too, as they might say. Okay, I'm not crazy or mental, but I'm not a punk neither. And people think when you don't say nothing that you're weak. So you be wanting to let it be known I'm not weak. I will respond. And then so that's kind of a validation too, in a way. You know, you want it to be known that you're not weak. You will stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? They talking about they got heat over there. Okay, I got some fire over here too. You know, you licensed to carry, I'm licensed too. Now it's spiraling. Now it's going, now it's going somewhere else. And so I really try to stay away from it, y'all, but it's not because I, like Upper was saying,
It's
it's not because I, have I'm, like you just better than people and you are emotional, and but you know how to control it. It's a deliberate effort to control it. It's like it's a choice. Everything about life is a decision. So when you decide to come on here and do all of that, because even though you may be right in your defense, if you get in a courtroom somewhere, the judge may say, well, yeah, you were defending yourself, but I mean, but you did say this while you were defending yourself. You did kind of suggest that was kind of like a threat. Yeah, they started it and you're defending yourself, but now you done got into threat land. Now you done got into, defamation land while defending yourself. So it's still something that you got to pull up to where you can control it.
mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why I never really did get in. Like I talk about, the African father as well, but I don't get on and do like full lives where I'm just going crazy, about it, because I know I'm asking that energy to come to me now. And once I've done that, I have to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with that. Now, if it comes, when I didn't send for it, I'm going to deal with it, you know, but I try not to ask for it because it'll come without request, but it can be hard. And I think that, like I said, I think it boils down to the women over here being women that they wish they were, that they will never be, could never be. Um, and maybe for reasons that, something was done to them a long time ago and they're still not healed from it. But it's still no
Mm-hmm.
excuse to, it's like, and then I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. It's like when you grow up in an alcoholic household, right?
Uh-huh.
And you either drink or don't drink. You be like, you know what? I drink a lot because I grew up in a household where they drank. Or you might be somebody to be like, look, I do not drink. I grew up in a household with my parents drunk all the time. They had parties all the time. I couldn't stand all them drunk people around. I do not drink. So it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice. Or an excuse, one or the other. So you have to really be careful about what you choose, because right now it may feel good and it may be on point, and then you got people to cheer you on in it, because they want to see you defend yourself because they care about you and they want you to stand up for yourself. But ultimately, what is that doing? And that's what you were saying is what's the end game? The end game for them is to, be evil, to not get help and get healed. The African father, she has never met Brianna.
Mm-mm.
Like at no all this, yeah. So this is not about Brianna whatsoever. This is about I can be my evil self behind this keyboard towards women who I know they think they look better than me. I know they think they smarter than me. They're not smarter than me. And all of it's true, but they don't want it to be true. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they like, hey, the only way I can fuck with them is to do this behind my keyboard. Otherwise, they would never engage with me if this wasn't happening. So that's what I wanted to say, my two.
I missed the last part, Truth Slayer. Y'all, my mic's still messing up.
It was kind of blinking out a little bit when you were speaking previously, but I was just saying that's really what I wanted to say was that when we say why, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
why. They enjoy it and they wish they were more like they'll say, oh hell, nobody want to be like them. Why not? You got educated, intelligent people that have day jobs that's doing something for real that still have enough time to come on here and make a little more money for them and their family. What is there not to like? They telling the truth, they standing on facts. So now you got to make up stuff now. And you only making up stuff because you wish you were this person or more like this person. You trying to tear them down to where you're at and you don't care what the cost of that is. And that's where everything go left. Now everybody talking about police reports and we're looking on the cameras and who was that. And it's so sad because I really don't want to see anybody be hurt.
Mm-mm.
But I think people have already been hurt online, and that's why all of the response is the way it is. And I just be praying for it to stop. I do go in the chats and support, and stuff. But I do that because I care about the person. But I really wish that it all would stop. But I'm the kind of person that hey, if
Mm-hmm.
you however you defend yourself, it's on you. And I just support
I
you. You
know.
know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you have to give wise counsel, like you came on here to do today, and say, "Hey, I would be remiss if I didn't stand on what I know as somebody who's lived longer." Like you said, I've been to jail for fighting, so you're not talking about anything you don't know about.
Yeah. And like I say, I understand because I'm not the one in their shoes. And even though I'm saying this, I'm not 100% certain I would not respond. But the me that I know, I would like to think that I would not let them take me out of character. But like I said, because I'm not in their shoes, I'm not sure what I would do because I haven't been in those shoes yet, thank God. But I'm not sure how I would react if I were in those shoes. And I wouldn't want to be hypocritical and say, well, I know I wouldn't because you never know. I
Mm-hmm.
pray that God would give me the strength to be like Harmony,
I'm
where I can let
telling
it
you.
roll off my shoulders and move on with my content. But I
Right.
know I did get tried one time in a chat, and I told them, "Oh, you weren't in here then." When I was telling them what the messiest one on here was dropping in the chat, my 2 cents up dick from the back, and
Uh-uh.
kept putting it in the chat, kept putting it in the chat, and I said, "What was the purpose of me responding to it?"
Mm-hmm. And that's the end goal right there is to get the response.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they go so low because they are that low. Let's be clear. But then you going low with people who you really know aren't low like that. You know that they're not. But for me to feel comfortable, ooh, it's Sunday, so I feel my help coming. Okay,
And then
for you,
who
for you,
thinks like that? What grown adult? Who
yeah.
just sit up and think to drop stuff like that in a chat?
And
Who
especially
sits
when these
up
people 50,
and put
60, 70 years
like this?
old. Yeah,
Yeah,
you 50,
it be
60,
the
70
older
years
ones.
old,
I look
man.
up, sometimes I click on these profile links and they be too old. I'm like, good Lord, where were they raised? Who raised them?
They weren't
How did
raised.
they
They
raise
just
their children? That's what I'm saying. Who raised their children? I hope their children not out here acting like that.
And I think that these are people who they don't care if they die today. I think they're
They
that much in this, that much in despair to
some
where, hey, I went out with a bang. I went off telling this chick who thinks she this and thinks she's so smart and thinks
and
she's so pretty. I told her off. And if they die like that, they okay with it.
yep. And here's the thing: these people going through real life issues, and they coming up on this internet wreaking havoc and going through real stuff in real life. Some of them sick, some of them going through cancer, some of them
Mm-hmm.
they just going through real life stuff. And this is what you want to spend your life doing instead of trying to get closer to God because you're going through a life changing situation or you're going through something that can actually take your life. You want to be on the internet wreaking havoc in these comments for people and about people that you don't know and never will and never have met in real life. Make that make sense.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, if you had any of the sense that you claim you have, um, like, just being, I just can't believe it. Just being over there, period. Knowing that, um, like this lady got 50 super sticker goals and all of this stuff just to be, and you're not paying for
Huh?
like breaking news information. You're just paying to be a part of the club. You're paying to be able to be over there, have somebody call your name out. So now you feel special. Now you feel valuable because somebody that's on your screen, right? Who you turned into something, you've immortalized or something and turned them into a celebrity. Now you're being recognized. Your name is being called out. These people are at home, lonely, isolated, rejected, broke, busted, disgusted, ugly,
Mm-hmm.
everything else. And somebody online is that I can see amongst the crowd is calling my name out, telling me hello, telling me they love me, telling me I'm glad you're here. And if I send a super sticker or super chat, she's surely gonna mention me. So I do it a lot because I'm forgotten about and somebody's mentioning me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's acknowledging my presence. That's what's going on over there. It don't have nothing to do, and they just and whatever that person who's the channel, the African father, okay, and even uh um the other one. Lord, I done asked the Lord to have me forget her name, Jeannie. Both of them. Them people over
Mm-hmm.
there excited to hear y'all do what y'all do, knowing it's wrong, knowing it's evil, but it's like it's a place I fit into. It's not the place I really want to be, but I'm welcomed here and I get to get recognition here. So it ain't even about the subject matter for real. It's really about what they're getting out of the experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Certain chats I'm not gonna sit in because I'm not gonna let that corrupt my spirit. And I look at how those people are. They are all already morally corrupt. You can look at the
Mm-hmm.
comments they put in there and how they sit in there. I was in what's the name's chat the other day, and the girl gave her super chat and said, "I've been in your bushes for years. I love your content. What content? Dragging people? And you said
Mm-hmm.
you love this enough to send a super chat." I'm like, okay, I don't care about nobody's money. I don't money watch. I'm just looking at how black women are and
Mm-hmm.
how evil they are. I look at the comments to see how much evilness and um I don't know. And I was straight. I'm like it bewilders me when I see how evil some of us have become as black women.
Mm-hmm.
And I said once
Very
before,
evil.
I can see how some of these black men they probably act like that in real life. And when you hear a black man start talking about they don't want a black woman because it's probably because they're dealing with women like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably who they've been raised around. That's probably how their families are, and it's probably their mothers that have deterred them away from being with the black woman because they see how they grew up and how their mothers were, and they were like, I don't want to. If this is how black women are, I don't want to be
I
with
don't
them.
want. Mm-hmm. I like they got everybody's at's name as now on YouTube. So it's I like the comment Denise Swan. She said, so if you notice every time it's a messy live, the building is packed. That says something about us supporters also, respectfully.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's not lying, you know.
Live. I had another live yesterday. It had 25 people in it.
Yep.
But my thing is, you have to pass away today. Life isn't promised to us. If you pass away, what would you be remembered for, the good or the bad? A lot of these people gonna be remembered for the bad. And I look at it, and I heard one of my, I talked to one of my people last night, and they said that some of these people on here act like they ain't got nothing to lose, nothing to live for, nothing to lose, and that's how they act.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they don't care if somebody come knock on my door, and if the police come to my door and place me under arrest because I threatened somebody on the internet and they screen recorded it or they got whatever and they got proof and everything, and maybe and then I go to jail. Them people don't care. They ain't got nothing to lose. You know, somebody could be a habitual offender or on probation or parole or something. Now you got something, another layer on you that was completely unnecessary to send you in more in a direction. So that's why I say I think it was the content creator who came over here, Auntie. She said, I don't know if it was her mother or somebody said to her about how people would die with their shoes on. That
Hmm.
person gonna die with their shoes on, meaning they gonna leave here quick when you least expect it type because of the way that you living. I thought that was interesting. I had never heard that before. And so now I've been saying it. I'm like, these people want to die with their shoes on. They're gonna die with their shoes on because you just are completely unaware of the danger
Hmm.
you putting yourself in and you don't care. So, you know, hey, they like if something happened, oh well, because in the moment I got what I needed. I got the attention, I got my name called, I got to slap high fives with these other demons. You know, hey, I was living that was living life for them. That's the sad part. That was the gag for them. That I could be over here and lock arms with other people who also miserable. So I don't have to explain why I'm miserable. I don't have to, have nobody tell me why you being so evil. Because they evil too. So I'm completely validated over here. I don't have a desire to improve my life, to be happier, to have positive outcomes on anything. I'm just with it, and whatever it costs me, even if it costs me my life, I'm okay with it. But it's crazy how you can start stuff and then be the first one to call the police after you started it. That's very much diabolical, you know. But then, yeah, that's what they're doing over there. If when they switched to the Cora story, they was riding with her on Cora. If I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
So it's not about I came on here to defend Bree and nobody complained. Nobody, they just rode with it. They rode with her switch up for a while. And because it was about what they were experiencing, that the brotherhood, okay? That's what they're there for. They don't care what it's about really. It's that I'm accepted here.
Yeah. Miss J. Jones said, no, they don't. No, they didn't say that. Not from the back, child. They meant that from me, Auntie. Don't even worry about that. You ain't sucking it from the back, are you, girl?
Ah,
Uh,
baby.
Denise, oh, you read that one that she said already. Reverse
Mm-hmm.
psychology, Denise 100. You're right, Promise. It does, Sam. My thing is that you want to pass. Oh, I read that one already. I don't know. I'm all over these comments like that. Validation, their validation is real. Shame on it all. Exactly. But if we don't be careful, and if the CCs over here that they're attacking don't be careful, we'll be at December 31st, carrying it all the way over to 2026. Who would have thought that it was they would still be going back and forth after 2023? Here it is, 2025 midway, and it's still the same thing.
When they had, and I'm gonna say it, when they had their link up in wherever they was at with the Airbnb, and I'm looking like I said, I think I was in somebody chat. I said these women look like they have not been outside since I mentioned the old movie like Boomerang or something hit the
Hmm.
movie theaters. Okay, they ain't been nowhere. They, when you see people. talking the level of stuff they talk about people's appearances and whether they slow or not. And then you see a person and you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But now I'm lining you up with who you presented yourself to be. It's just like with Brianna. Everybody thinks she's so beautiful and so fine, and I don't think so whatsoever, because I know your character. I see how your ways, and I know that you weren't born this way, so you can't be talking too tough about how you look. Um, you look very unattractive to me, you know. But if you don't know these things and on surface, and she start talking with that little baby voice, you think she's some cute little girl with a shape, and poor her because everybody's ganging up on her, and that's her narrative. Um, but when you know what somebody's character looks like, it does change how they look. You're very ugly. You can see some of the most beautiful women with nasty attitudes and stuff like that. They don't look so pretty no more.
Ugly spirits, they be ugly on the outside, then to me, and inside. You can have some
Mm-hmm.
of the most non-attractive people that will become attractive because their spirit is right and their inside. They you know what I'm saying? They're beautiful on the inside, so you don't look at the outside. They're a beautiful person. But you can have some of the prettiest people with these
Mm-hmm.
messed, toxic, dark inside, and then they become ugly. I don't care how pretty they are. They just ugly. They look like
Mm-hmm.
demons to me.
Mm-hmm. And that's shameful because most people are concerned about looks and appearances, aesthetics, and then He did give you an attractive exterior, and then you fumbled it by being so evil. And so
Mhm.
it's like, okay, so that's why some people, you like, dang, I don't know how they got somebody, and they don't seem attractive to you. Well, like they say, there's somebody for everybody. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And then maybe there's something very beautiful about that person where it superseded what you're looking at. I'd rather be that person than, just to be walking around evil, deliberately trying to destroy people, not caring about whether or not they're going to send somebody or show up to my door, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really think that's the end game, my two. Just for them to be able to be validated, that somebody give a damn about them. Um, and I mean, because the amount of money that they circulate over there, when we know that, I'm sure it's people over there. Somebody got a job, somebody has a job,
Mhm.
but the amount of money that they send this woman, you know, it's really alarming because your intellect is so very low that are you taking I mean you probably don't have a lot of money because I can't see you having a lot because of your character. Your character probably has kept you down financially, but how much of your income are you really sending just to be validated and be a part of this woman's channel? Because when did she I don't go over there at all, does she ever do anything to give back?
I don't know. I can't. Some of the voices I don't like because they too rooted in evil and they like doing what they do. And when they enjoy being evil like that, I can't watch it. They actually enjoy tearing people down. They actually enjoy talking about people's family, and I can't watch nothing like that because it bothers my spirit. So I don't watch her like that. The most I know about her is like watching Amber's lives or watching somebody's lives that she's bothered. But as far as
Yeah.
her, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I can't either, girl. I can, and that's the thing. I can't see. I can't watch it. Therefore, it doesn't affect me like that. When I see a lot of us, like even supporters and stuff, when somebody a CC may make a post and talk about how they've been disrespected and whatever's been said, and then the supporters start to comment because they've also seen it as well, and they are able to co-sign and stuff, right? What was said, and so I only get my information that way too. I don't go over there because I literally, it's much like Bree. I almost get sick to my stomach, y'all, and I don't have a weak stomach. When I hear her voice, when I hear Nate voice, when I hear Jeannie voice, it
Hmm.
is almost makes me physically sick. Because it's like, I mean, it's like, come on now. If you just on here like, listen, I'm on demon time. I proudly do this. But to try to package up things that are proven to be lies, and you still try to make it somewhere else and really twist it. And the minds of your people are weak. See, they do exactly what Bree does. Bree know her supporters are slow and dumb. I'm sure she says that to even Janelle. Well, if I put this up, they gonna send it. Trust me, they stupid. They're gonna
Hmm.
do it. They gonna send it. I bet you that's how she even refers to them.
Exactly.
She doesn't do it with the good intention, and they just happen to support. She know that even though she's slow as a snail, she know they even slower. So she's like, hey, I can do this because they're still gonna give it. You know, and that's taking advantage of. It's taking advantage of people being slow. Just like over there, the African father, know them people slow.
And she does. LaRonda said, I think they're mad because they look stupid. Once the truth was exposed, they became uglier than they already were.
Mm-hmm.
If the real Brie make them look dumb every single chance she gets, and she does.
Yep. And it's crazy because I don't know what they're looking for. You know, um, I think it might have been Pac that was reading some comments that, you say one thing to Brianna, she still have not learned to ignore the negative comments, like when she's on live,
Hmm.
and just highlight the ones where people are in support of you and encouraging you. You skip
Hmm.
past all of that to talk to zero in on the one person that said something that wasn't right. You could just hit the block button, not say nothing, and keep on with your life, and then your peace wouldn't be disturbed. But once she opened her mouth, the power of life and death, is in the tongue. Okay. Once she opened her mouth and responded to it so negatively, and then people be trying to explain, no, I wasn't saying it like that. I was just saying, no, I agree with you, but she done already chumped them off. Like she don't, when they didn't even intend anything against her. Her interpretation of herself is she's so bothered, that she can't even see when you're not really saying nothing bad against her. She gonna make it that because you are a bad person. So you feel that everything being said to you is an insult. Um, and so they do the same things over there. You
They
know,
do.
they do the same exact thing. So that's why people say, well, Bree got to stop and cut off the head of the snake. And yeah, that's a good start because it did start with her and her spirit. It
Hmm.
is is down in the generations of her alleged supporters. Like I said before,
Yeah.
we've been more supportive of her indirectly by telling her the truth than they have saying that they standing on supporting her. Um, if Brianna would um, come full circle, which it seems like she will never do,
Hmm.
I think the only way she gonna begin to do that is something really tragic hits very close to home, or she is actually literally in jail. And
Hmm.
that's why I'm an advocate for it, because as a free person, you don't do better. You
Hmm.
don't, you have too many things that can distract you from healing when you're as a free person. So you don't need no distraction. You just need you and God in a place where you can't do nothing. And all of them over there need that. Y'all, you need to sit and ask. Don't get on here talking about, oh, something happened to somebody close to you. It may be the karma that you got from being on here, that God allowed something to happen to your child and your mama and all of this stuff. I mean, you just don't know. So I don't fool with stuff like that. It's enough to be prayerful about without asking for problems.
And that's true. I just wanted to come on here and say that because yesterday I was so, like I said, I was screaming at the computer screen when I when I found out that went on, and I was looking at the comments, and I was like, now I was very angry. Then they was Amber have day ones that's been with her from the beginning, and they was going after her day ones. I was like, oh, this ain't right.
Oh, so I missed that.
They irritate. Voice irritates me. That's one man I cannot stand. He curses like a man, and then so supportive. No, exactly. I can't either. I'm like, that was a big difference from when she first came on and she was all proper and dank. And looking at her now,
That's how you know she was always a monster.
yeah,
She just very, you talking about the African father?
uh huh,
Yeah, she was always that way, and that was the gag. You know, we all hyped up and passionate. Why are you guys yelling? I mean, but are you? Do you have to be yelling? Why are you guys cursing and all of this? And then from that to this, no, you was always like that, honey. You was always like that, and you was must have been already lusting after Bree to even jump up on Joffrey's panel to say anything in defense of her, talking about I saw all these people ganging up on her, and you felt the need to say something, which was fine, freedom of speech. But then they go from that to this, and now your whole livelihood is dependent upon this.
and
You were
then
a desperate, broke, busted, disgusted person to begin with.
they trust to talk about people that work for a living. They got jobs. They got jobs. Oh, what's wrong with working? Last time I checked, that's how you make your ends meet. If
Yeah,
you
see,
wasn't
they
working,
use
they'll
they
have
scheme
something
and
to say
scam.
about that. Then when you're working, is you damned if you do, damned if you don't with them. So that's why I'd be like, don't even try to explain nothing because we already believe you. We already know the truth about you. You're trying to convince
Hmm.
us it's not going to work. So when you explain it, you're just throwing words in the wind because those that get you. Those that don't. So at this point, you just talking to a mute situation. You speaking on a mute situation because your supporters already know it's not true. Your supporters already know you. The ones that's for you are for you. So why try to convince the ones that um, spreading the lies in their proof? You can't convince them at this point.
Hmm. Absolutely. I'm glad you did this live today just to, kind of pull back and have a sober moment to talk about what's necessary.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna go ahead and drop down so you can finish your show. But again, thank you so much. And I think you saw what I was my suggestion on how you can get how I can get to your number and stuff through Amber and through Candace.
yeah, yeah. I did.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Who
girl.
is
Well, I
this coming up here
appreciate you.
talking
Thank you
about?
so much.
Oh,
Huh?
you saying Robert supporters? Now, where they coming from with this? Ain't nobody said. mm, You saying Robert supporters are squeaky clean? I admitted to doing some same things. I'm just asking.
No, well, no, I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't know if you asking. Yeah, you
I'm
want to
just reading
respond,
the
Mike, too?
comments. Yeah, you
Oh,
can because I'm not. Um,
yeah. No, I mean, it's not about being squeaky clean. It's about the fact that um, when people defend themselves, you can't tell them how to fight. And when you have people who say that their positioning is that they are doing this in support of a proven, documented, compulsive, and pathological liar. Okay, that is proven, is documented, and they know it. So they say they're doing all of this stuff in defense of her, which is automatically the problem because of her being all the things I just mentioned. Why would you be defending somebody publicly that you don't know, you're not related to, who has demonstrated such character? Then you are attacking people who disagree with you. So when people respond and they come down to your level to respond to you, that's choice. Okay, they meeting you where you're already at. Like coming down from a place means I was somewhere else above this. You called for me, so now I'm meeting you where you are. I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I think that a lot of it, and to if it's constantly taking over your day, your emotions, your mental, you're not sleeping. Okay, you need to disengage with that. But if you Teflon enough to come down and respond to somebody who was attacking you for no reason, and you do the things that they did, don't start judging my response. So I feel like that question is more about, you know, well, they shouldn't respond this. If they say that's low, then why are they responding low? No, the question starts with, why are you doing things and saying things about to and about people who are not bothering you, who are saying you just don't like them because you are attached to the head of a snake, okay, that does these things. You can't go in court, and if a judge asks you, why did you say this about this person defaming, why did you put up this picture and alter it and do all of this and defame their character, what is going to be your response? Because the African father said so, because I just don't like that person, or because they don't like Bree. None of that, all of that's going to have you in jail. But when you ask a person, well, why did you put this up here? Well, listen, they put my parents' address out here. They then took a picture of my child out somewhere in public. Uh, you know, they done showed it to my door. That's a different argument. Okay. Defending and offending are two different things. So when I was growing up, my father taught us ain't no fair fighting. You know, if somebody doing something to you, you pick up what I'm, because I pick up stuff. I'm gonna tell you, okay. You can do anything to them in defense of yourself. So I wasn't thinking like, well, let me not you here, let me not do this and that. Maybe it's going too far. No, if you're at me, my job is to protect myself by any means necessary. So hopefully I kind of answered that question. I'm trying to scroll down to see who was that was saying, who asked that question, that it's not about being squeaky clean, but how.
Yeah, y'all. I think her phone may have went dead for how that she just dropped in the middle of talking. Okay, there she go.
Sorry. How
Okay.
long do you allow people to attack you unprovoked? You do nothing. They talking about your deceased family members. They putting you, you're talking about where you work at, and they're doing all these things, and you're supposed to just ignore it forever. I think there is a measure of I've had enough that can come into play. But the question really is, why are you doing that to even have to have somebody respond to you? So that's my answer to that question.
hmm I wasn't gonna even respond to it because why they coming over here with that? If you're not a Robert Hampton supporter, why do they? That's part of the problem. They come over here, know they don't support us or them, just to I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna look right over it. Because did nobody say we were perfect? Did nobody say nothing has been done by this time? The purpose of this live was for this to end, to stop responding, stop going back and forth. And she come over here, Johnny come lately, talking about we not perfect. Exactly, Miss J. Jones. Demons come to cause confusion at all times. But I'm getting ready to end this live. Let me get to these last few comments. And True Slayer, I'm gonna get with Amber to get with you said Candace.
Well, let me drop down so you can go ahead and end your show. My two love you. Thank you for having me up.
Okay, love you too. And
Okay.
anytime.
Okay. Bye.
All righty. Okay, let me give these people thanks. I appreciate you, Tabby, and I love you too. I was gonna say it at the end, but I love you too, Tabby. I love you. True Steph, thank you for always coming up. I am my sister's keeper. Thank you for the super. Ronithia, thank you for the super. And thank you for the super. Felicia, thank you for becoming a member, and thank you for the 5 membership. I love you all, and I will see you all tomorrow when I get off work. Let me go enjoy my Sunday, and I hope you guys do the same thing. Exactly. That's how I feel too. Thank you, Nita. I saw somebody new in here. Where did her name go? I wanted to welcome her and see if you all knew her. LaRonda, have you been in one of these lives before? Any of us? Your name? You look new, and it was another one I saw. Anybody that's first time in here or just coming out the bushes, you all welcome. I appreciate y'all for joining us. And anybody that I missed speaking to, um, when I don't like to cut off anybody when I'm speaking. So if I do your name like that, that's my way of speaking when you come in. But anybody that's new that I did not acknowledge, welcome. Y'all are always welcome in my life. And I think that if y'all follow this, if y'all know Dawn, she's going live next. And y'all have a good Sunday. I can't find the other person. This one. And do you all know this one? Nitra Sophisticated Place. I've never seen you in any of the lives either unless you changed your name, but welcome. And this one. But anyway, guys, you all enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you all tomorrow, and I will see you all in Don's live. Have a good day.